5 common mistakes people make in Pokemon investing and collecting. That's right, that's what we're going to discuss today and be able to help you maybe avoid these mistakes if you are a beginner in Pokemon investing and collecting. Alright guys, since some of you are beginner Pokemon investors and collectors, there are some mistakes that we've all made. All of us have done this at some point in time, especially people that did it on their own, that aren't using these videos as a way to learn and trying to better themselves before they really jump into it. And today we're going to go over these 5 mistakes made in Pokemon investing and collecting to help you guys maybe avoid the big mistakes. So, first one I'm going to put up here and just get right into this. Not understanding the market. Now, this is probably going to sound as basic as it gets. There is a lot of information, a lot of stuff out there in the market that's really sometimes difficult to understand. You need to understand how the market functions, the ups and downs, the ebb and flows of this market. A lot of things change day to day or even year to year. We see booms, we see busts, we've seen the market slowly grow, and it continues to slowly grow from what we're seeing right now. I'm seeing some really good things in this market. Now the question is how do you understand that? Well, at the end of the day, understanding what people do in this market is probably one of the most important things. Whether you're an investor or a collector, understanding where people are looking for products, understanding how people look for products, and understanding how to maybe work with these people to become involved with it are actually the biggest keys when it comes down to it. And it's the best way to understand this market. Once you get down to the nitty-gritty of knowing people and understanding how people work, it really gives you an understanding for where you should position yourself to best cater to those customers and to those people in the market. Especially when you're new and you're just learning how the TCG works, trying to find out where the strengths and the weaknesses are, trying to find a niche that maybe is missing is a great opportunity to just sit back, talk to people, get involved at your LGSs, get involved in tournaments, jump on e-forums, jump on Discord and Facebook pages, and have good discussions, even on lives with a lot of the fellow YouTube channels. When we jump on lives and we say we'll answer anything, that's the time, guys. Jump in. Actually ask the questions, the hard questions, because a lot of times we've seen this. We understand the market and we've made the mistakes that we've made and learn from them to better other people so that they don't fall into the same trap. Next thing I'm going to put up here, number 2, is going to be tunnel vision. A lot of people get tunnel vision when it comes down to it. Now, it's good to niche down. I'm not going to say it's not a bad thing to get into a good niche and really learn what you're doing in that part of it. But sometimes people get what I call tunnel vision, whether it's chasing that really popular hype and FOMO card. Right now, chasing that Moonbreon and just hyper focusing on that, and you're so focused and you're so narrowed down to what you're looking at, is you're missing all the good things that are happening around that because you're so hyper focused on that tunnel vision onto that one item. Sometimes that one item, if with time, will just fall into your lap. If you're just patient and you learn, hey, that's there, I want it, I want to work towards it, especially in the collector side of things. But if I wait, sometimes things recede, things will just fall into place. Just put it on my side. I'm not going to completely forget about it, but definitely learn that, hey, I shouldn't hyper focus on this product if I'm not just going after that alone. I mean, if that's all you're after in the niche, then yeah, go for it. I mean, that's exactly what you should do. But if you're looking at this from an investing aspect and you're really trying to focus down and get that tunnel vision on that one product, you miss all the good opportunities that are around you. And open your eyes to that and really pay attention to your surroundings on what's happening. When everybody's heading towards this item, a lot of times there's some really good things over here that you're missing. So definitely don't get that tunnel vision because it can really affect how well you do in your Pokemon investment performance. And also sometimes as a collector, you'll miss better deals or miss other deals on part of your collection because you're so focused on that tunnel vision on that one item that's out there. Number 3, Pokemon openings are fun and not an investment or a collection. Now, what does this mean? A lot of people like to get into the hype and FOMO and get really excited when it comes on to pack openings. Even myself, I enjoy opening packs. Not going to lie. I don't think of it as an investment opportunity, and I rarely think of it as a collection opportunity. The chances of you getting a collection card out of opening packs is slim to none. It's really hard to get a good collection piece out of opening packs unless you open thousands of packs. And when you're looking at vintage items especially, the cost is extremely high to be able to pull that off. So a lot of times it's better not to be thinking of opening packs as an opportunity for that investment or that collection piece. A lot of times it's best just to let the people that are doing it for fun and are going to sell those cards because they like the gambling and they have an opportunity to get this stuff. And usually it's one person who buys a few packs and they accidentally pull it and they sell it. Those are some good opportunities to get in on your investment pieces and your collection pieces. But rarely is opening packs, unless you're extremely lucky, a good opportunity to really get into pack openings. People get really excited when they see Leonhard and PokeRev jumping up and down because they put some really fancy music and some really good pulls on the screen. And people think that they can do that also. And all it is just gambling. These guys spend thousands of dollars in order to do this kind of information and pull these cards and get these packs. It's something that most people in the spectrum of Pokemon do not have. There are a few people that do. I mean, if they do, go for it. But in general, if you are into collecting and investing, opening packs is usually not a good idea and not good for either one of those particular areas. Number 4, pack fresh doesn't always mean perfect cards. Some people that come into the Pokemon TCG, especially new collectors and beginning investors in Pokemon, really get the idea that if you pull a card from a booster pack, that it's going to be a pristine card, that it's going to come out ready to grade and probably get you a 9 or a 10, and that is far from the truth. Anymore, especially when it comes down to modern, the Pokemon in International has not done a very good well at quality. We've been seeing a lot of off-centered, which throws the cards out, a lot of edge damage. I've pulled even alternate arts with bad dings and marks on the back of the cards right from the pack. And it's just coming right from the factory, or the handling of these products afterwards when they're put into packages or containers afterwards and shipped. They're moved, they're shook around. It's not like it used to be where there was quality and the distributors used to probably take more care, because things were moving a lot slower. I mean, people would order, they'd send out a couple boxes at a time. Now they're moving pallets in large amounts, and the damages are really starting to add up on a lot of these products. You're seeing edge damage, corner damage, whitening. You're seeing scratches on hollow foils and on the actual cards themselves, the backs especially, as these cards get moved in transportation. So once again, if you're expecting to get a pack fresh card, that's great. Pack fresh is a good opportunity to potentially get some really good gradable cards, but in general it does not mean a perfect card and does not mean these cards are going to come out in good quality. It's all over the place, and understanding that you can actually get bad cards out of new packs is a good thing to understand when you're going into this. That's why a lot of times it's better to purchase some of these cards. Definitely just go and get these cards where you can get a picture of them, you can get multiple pictures of them, you can see them in person, examine those cards from scratches, because yes, there are good quality cards out there. It's just how difficult it is to pull it from a pack outweighs the reasonability of actually just going and purchasing those. Plus, if you look at some of these cards, in order to pull it, you might be only 1%. You may have to order maybe open 5,000 packs in order to get these pack fresh PSA 10 cards. Not as difficult in modern with the print rates and things like that and the quality, but definitely as you get into the older stuff, vintage and those kind of items, the pricing of that just gets so astronomical that it's not reasonable to be able to try and get that PSA 10 out of a pack fresh situation. All right, number 5, the last one that we're going to talk about today is going to be not understanding the cost of business. A lot of people, when it comes down to investing in business and collecting, don't understand the side costs that come with the territory. There are a bunch of different little side things that come into the cost of business, whether it's your shipping costs. A lot of people don't realize that they have to pay for shipping when they send these out. It's something you just forget until you go to sell this. And yeah, I'm going to be selling this card for 32 cents. I'm going to put on, and I'm going to put it in the mail. Well, I just spent so many cents on the envelope, the stamp, all the other parts that go to it by the time you're done, plus the travel to go drop it off. You didn't make any money. You lost money on that deal because of that situation. So it's definitely one of those costs of businesses that you need to mitigate and make sure that you account for when you're moving forward. The other thing is fees. There are a lot of fees when it comes down to the Pokemon TCG, depending on where you sell. Personally, I like to do a lot of Craigslist. I do a lot of Craigslist sales with some goods and services. That way it's just a 3% loss to me, and I'll cover goods and services because it only costs me 3%. But if I'm going to be using sites such as TCG Player, eBay, going through Mercari, or Facebook Marketplace, that's 7 to 15%. TCG Player and eBay is almost 15% in fees will go out the door in order for you to sell these items, which is a huge detriment when you're trying to actually move product and cards. It's something people forget until they list these things and get them up on the marketplace. Then they sell and they get that large number taken off of the price, and they didn't account for that. And when you don't account for that, you're definitely going to get yourself into some bad situations. So be sure that you understand that cost of doing business. The other part of it is taxes. Now, this is a new situation that we're running into in 2022. Prior, we didn't get these 1099s for all these sales that we did, but as of 2022, we are going to start getting 1099s for sales of $600 or more on any of these sites. What is that going to change? Well, now you're going to have to file your taxes, right? It's just not going to be hidden. Before it was $10,000. And most people aren't doing $10,000 in sales when it comes down to a hobby. If you're a business, you are, but as a hobby, probably not doing that much business. $600 is a lot lower of a number, and the chances are is that some people are going to be surprised this year when it comes down to taxes and not knowing how to properly account for that when they're selling these products. And it's another important detail that you must take into account for a cost of doing business. Be sure that you account for the potential. You're going to have to pay income tax on these $600 or more sales on some of these sites. So once again, these are all very important things that are costs of doing business that people may not know when they begin in Pokemon investing or begin in Pokemon collectors. If you're trying to purchase for your collection and sell off the extras, so sometimes I have people that buy 20, 30 copies of something, they pick the best one, and then they will go and sell the rest of them either equal to or better than what they actually purchased them for. But the problem is that if you're not a business and you don't have your taxes in line, you don't have that business accounts, the income will be accounted towards you, but not the expense. So at the end of the day, if you do that too many times on some of these sites, you're going to end up with a bill for your tax man, and you don't want to have that unless you know how to account for it. So once again, these are just some things that I wanted to talk about. These are 5 common mistakes that I see in Pokemon investing and collecting. And today I just wanted to go over those and definitely help you understand how to maybe avoid these pitfalls or what to look for in order to avoid these pitfalls. And that way you can become better at Pokemon investing or collecting. You can become a better investor if you know about the fact that you need to understand that market. Don't get tunnel vision, and pack openings are not an investment opportunity. As long as you can understand these small things as you're moving forward in Pokemon TCG, you could be very successful and you can be very good at it. You can have a very good collection, a nice setup of collections that are available to yourself that you can either pass down or use them as future income for yourself if you go into retirement, or if you're just looking for a passive income type. Sometimes collecting these items for short term and using them to purchase the better collection that you're going for are always opportunities that you have when you're working in the Pokemon TCG. And it's a fun hobby, guys. Communicate with people in the different groups. Definitely hit your YouTube channels and definitely check out a lot of the lives, because these Q&As are very good information for you guys to be able to ask the tough questions. Ask the tough questions that you've been wanting to ask. We're good at it. We've been hit by some questions, and there's not very much that we haven't seen. One of us has probably run into almost every situation that you're going to pull forward. And once again, hit me up on Instagram. The link's down below. If you guys have any questions and you want to get direct messaging, Instagram is still a better place to get a hold of me than, of course, YouTube. YouTube comments sometimes get buried, and there's a lot of arguments and things, and sometimes things get lost in the shuffle. So if you're trying to get information, hit me up on Instagram. Definitely a great opportunity. Other thing that I am opening up down below is going to be our Discord. So I want to be spending more time on Discord and building that. So once again, if you want to have some good discussions and want to talk to me directly, Discord will also be there, and you can get a hold of me through Discord, also through the messages. So once again, guys, hopefully it's some good information. Hopefully this helps you out on your Pokemon investing and collecting journeys. If it did and you've made it this far into the video, hit that subscribe, hit that notify, and as always, be sure you hit that like button. If we can get 100 likes in this video, it would be greatly appreciated. If you do like this kind of content, as always, check out these 2 videos over here. I will put them up for your entertainment afterwards. And we will see you next time here on Northwoods TCG.